Alrighty, y'all. So obviously, in a few days, the banners are coming out for obviously Rappy and her celebration, which is New Year's. But there is a very, very important banner that every single player is going to have to summon on, because it is by far, I would honestly say, the best banner Nikke has to offer, and that is the step up banner, right? How this banner works is you have a total of 3 multis and 1 single. So the first step is 1 single, the second step is 1,500 gems, the third step is 2,000 gems, and then the fourth step is 3,000 gems. And then after that, the banner disappears. But after you do all those steps, you actually get a guaranteed SSR selector. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the best picks for that selector, and I'm gonna have some honorable mentions. I'm gonna start off with them before I actually break it down here. Just like last year, I ended up making a little freaking like graphic or whatever, so we're gonna talk about it. Let's go. Like and subscribe. So obviously we have our little graphic here, and these are the characters that I would say are the best picks for the GSSR selector, right? But I want to start off with some honorable mentions, right? First thing first, unfortunately she couldn't make it, but Bae, I genuinely do think if you are a player who is struggling to survive in this game, this character on your account can make a difference, right? This is not just my word, because this is my favorite character. This is literally how everybody feels, right? When this character came out, a lot of people were saying, okay, she's not that good of a character, because like obviously you probably want to have Biscuit with her to kind of have something going, or she's a 40-second burst 2 character, all this other stuff. But in terms of what she's able to do in terms of tanking, yeah, that's a very good character. And then my other honorable mention be any favorite item character, whether it's a Plas, whether it's Viper, whether it's Exia, Freema, these, or even any of the new one, Drake, Milk, Helm, or freaking Miranda, right? I just don't know what those four do, so I can't add them into here. The reason why I don't want to even put them here is because you're able to get them. You are able to get them from the shop, right? With the coins, like your tickets and stuff like that. So it doesn't really make sense for me to tell you waste your guaranteed SSR that you can use for any of the characters in the game on characters you can already get anytime you want, right? And it's kind of weird because there's some characters in here, but we're gonna break it down, right? So first we have the Killer Wife. I do think the Killer Wife should be your main priority if you do not have her. Very good character. She is by far one of the best burst ones in the game. Top 3 burst ones easily, right? Either before or after litter, whatever you want, right? But she has cooldown reduction, and she's really, really good for piercing characters and like just bosses in general, right? But her main thing is her cooldown reduction. She is one of the few characters in the game that will actually allow a 40-second cooldown burst 2 character to be able to burst every burst rotation at 20 seconds, just because of how crazy her cooldown reduction is, right? There's a lot more she can do. She has attack damage buffs and stuff like that as well. Maybe I should pull up freaking Pride Win so I can just have their kits on the top of my head, because I'm just going off the top of my head, but I pull up their kits real quick, right? She has that yeah, attack damage, cooldown reduction, pierce damage buff, yeah, literally. But it's only for pierce characters with rifles. That's something you got to remember, right? Which isn't bad, because Red Hood is a sniper and a pierce character at the same time, so that's where the Killer Wife comes in. Rouge, honestly, I would have had Rouge in one. I think she's so good. Rouge is very good for characters like Maiden and Cinderella. Very powerful for any characters like that needs more HP, so healers as well. She's very good for the bunny girls because she is a part of their squad. So if you have Rouge, you can use her with Blanc or Noir, and you don't have to have the other like corresponding character with that team. Rouge is very, very good. I honestly, I would have Rouge over the Killer Wife, right? If you don't have Rouge, I would probably get her over the Killer Wife, genuinely, because that's just like, she's just that good. Ein is probably the strongest character on this list that is a regular character. She is the character that can actually perform Pilgrim level damage to an extent, especially if you are investing into her. My Ein is crazy. Very powerful character, does pretty good damage to mobs and bosses. Every burst rotation, giving herself quite the big attack buff, so it wouldn't be out of your question to get her, right? Because she's going to be powerful every burst rotation, literally. Naga. Now Naga is so much lower just because I think this is where Naga should be out of these 3, of course, or out of these 4. But my thing about Naga is that you can get Naga anytime, right? You can get Naga anytime from the regular banner, right? Her, Litter, and Alice. Those are characters that after 10 multis, you get to pick any of those 3. So it's kind of like, that's why I didn't want to put them here, because now with the Pilgrim wish list, people are going to be summoning on the ordinary banner like crazy. And then after that, you're building up pity to get Naga, Litter, or Alice. So if you didn't have any of those 3, it's kind of like, what's the point of picking them here? But if you just don't have them if you don't have Naga after all this time, it would be in your best interest to get her. Very powerful character, very powerful with crown, very just strong buffer in general, and she's actually a pretty decent sub DPS burst 2 character, right? Obviously in 5 and 6 we have Noir and Blanc. Again, they still kind of stand. They're not used as much just because of all the new supports in the game, but it doesn't change the fact that Blanc is still one of the best healers in the game. Noir is one of the best supporters in the game, and especially if you're using them together, crazy. And like I said before, with Rouge into the game now, who is just better than both of them in my opinion, having Rouge with Blanc specifically is going to be crazy, right? But if you don't want to use Rouge with Blanc because you want to put Blanc and Noir on a different team, and you still don't have Blanc and Noir after all this time, by all means, go ahead and pick one of the 2. Bunny Alice, this is, to me personally, I feel like she's one of the best healers in the game. I would say my top 3 healers in the game is Bunny Alice, Blanc, and then obviously regular Rapunzel. Not in order, just those that who I would say are actually good at like healing, actually good healers, consistent heals, and all that stuff, right? She's very good. She's a lot better than a lot of people give her credit for. She does have ammo capacity increase for all allies. She does have burst gauge filling speed for all allies at the end of a full burst. She has 150 HP potency, which is big heals. She does have stat count buffs for water code allies, and then she also does have damage interruption buffs for all allies. Very powerful character. Like, she should be probably higher than Blanc and Noir at this point as well, right? Tia has fallen off quite a bit just because it's like Tia was only really meant for Naga, but now Naga's best partners with Crown, so it's like Tia doesn't really have a place in the meta, I don't feel like. But if you are going to be using Crown with somebody else and then you still have Tia and Naga is still a very, very powerful lethal comp, right? The buffs, the damage, the sustain, and all that from having Naga and Tia on the same team is very, very good. So if you still want to use Tia with Naga and you don't have Tia, I would go for her. Litter is better than a lot of the characters up here in my opinion, but she is the same thing as Naga, where you can get them now. You can get her now for free after 10 multis on the regular banner. And again, with the Pilgrim wish list, you're going to be summoning on that banner a lot more than you ever did. So yeah, I mean, she is the best burst 1 character in the game, I would say. But yeah, you can get her, so it would be a waste to kind of use your guaranteed SSR that you can get for any character on someone you can get for free after 10 multis. It wouldn't be for free, but you can get her more easier than a lot of these other characters. Quincy and Phantom are kind of like neck and neck. They're basically the same character, like this Quincy's just a tad bit better. These are really good DPSs for water codes, right? They're good water code buffer or DPSs, meaning they're good for against fire bosses, fire enemies, both of them, right? Obviously Quincy's just stronger than Phantom, but they are very powerful. Besides Ein, literally only Ein, Quincy, and Phantom here are DPSs, right? Like, that's it. Everybody else here is somewhat of a support. But yeah, Marciana, probably in that conversation for top 5 healers. I think she's very, very good. I think Marciana has gotten better over time, right? Like, a lot of more people have realized, okay, Marciana is actually a very good healer. Let's start using her, right? And even I've done a lot of showcases this year using her as the main healer, and you guys seen how much she comes in clutch, right? So again, if you need a good healer, Marciana's there. But if you don't have Bunny Alice, I would go for her over Marciana. Bunny Soda, I feel like Bunny Soda is a cool character. She has a lot for her kit, but she is specifically meant for the freaking shotgun comp. She does increase full burst time, which is like, okay, it's great and cool and all that stuff, but she does also have an attack damage buff, crit buff towards herself. She's a very okay character. I wouldn't say she's powerful. She can do damage, but nothing too crazy where it's like, oh, you need to have her, right? I would say the other 3 characters before her do more damage, which would be Phantom, Quincy, and Ein. But yeah, Bunny Soda is a good pick. You're only really gonna pick her if you want to run the shotgun team and you don't have her, or if you have everybody else beforehand, right? And then in 14, I was gonna put Bay there, but Maxwell is still a very good character for just supporting DPSs in general, whether it's a pilgrim or a regular character. Maxwell is still just one of those best characters to do that, so that's why Maxwell is there, right? But if you want my honest opinion, I would probably go for Rouge. If you don't have Rouge, that's a given. If you don't have D Killer Wife, that's a given. And if you don't have Ein, that's a given, right? And then if you don't have Bunny Alice and you have everybody else, and you are looking for a very, 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 very good character, a very good healer, Bunny Alice is that, right? But then everybody else, this is just my little opinion, like testing out all these characters and using them constantly and stuff like this. This is where I feel like your best value would be at, right? I am obviously gonna understand a lot of people like, well, what about favorite item characters? Why is litter so low? Like I explained, these are characters that I wouldn't recommend wasting your guaranteed SSR on characters that you can get any time of the week. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. You can get any of the favorite item characters any time of the week. You can get Litter any time of the week. You can get these characters any time of the week. And if you're wondering why the OG Alice isn't here, it's because she's a free character. So I don't know why you would want to waste your guaranteed SSR on a character you get for free. Literally. You just have to get to chapter 20 of the story and they will give you the character. Not only will they give you the character, they will give you all the materials to max build that character basically. So yeah, that's my little GSSR picks and my explanations. I already mentioned the honorable mentions, Bay, or the favorite item characters, but that's up to you guys, right? Hopefully this video was helpful for you guys. Let me know down below in the comments, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.